Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. This article that I would like to discuss today, I think, will show how the mass media tells you one thing today, another thing tomorrow, and then again the same thing the next day, and then the other thing tomorrow about the same subject. And this is regarding the war. So in the war, we all know that they all lie, and they all exaggerate or minimize their losses, exaggerate their successes, because they have to maintain a public opinion, a positive reality from coming from the front. They're winning, but if you look at the map, we're losing. But not too many people bother to look on the map to figure out who's going where. Now we have, if you remember, the Severodonetsk and Lysychansk. They're two cities next to each other, divided by Donetsk River, whatever that is, right? And then the Russians took control of Severodonetsk, and then they encircled, or almost encircled, the Ukrainians in Lysychansk. There were some articles about 5 days ago, 6 days ago, 3 days ago that I made videos regarding the Ukrainians running away, retreating, if you want to put it, so for better positions outside of Lysychansk for the fear of being surrounded, and they were leaving Lysychansk. Now there was an article that I know I posted with that was stating, and it was not a Russian article because I don't have Russian articles. I have either Ukrainian or English, or sometimes from Middle East articles, or I have United States, or as I said, British European media, which is a certain kind of media. They would not really say with a big heart that Ukrainians are running away. They would say no, they're fighting and so on, which they are. What I dislike when I make a video based on these guys' reports, and then after 3 days, 5 days, we find out that wait a second, no, they're still in Lysychansk. First, it makes me look like an idiot, like a liar, and I don't like that because I am not such a person. That's personal with this. The second one, when you find certain articles, even if you know that people are lying, the how do you call it? Articles are twisting and turning and so on the truth. You think it's a done deal. So when people are running away from a city because they're afraid to be encircled, you don't think that they're still there. So they're going back. They're out, and that's reported by the Ukrainian military commanders or whatever who's in charge of their foreign minister and the defense minister and so on. And that is by the West mass media. Now we find out, wait a second, this article, Ukrainians are still fighting in Lysychansk and they're bombarding the Russian positions. Now, which one is it? So let's read this article and see what's going on here. So this article comes from Ukrainska Pravda from today, July 1st. The newest, the freshest piece of information. Ukrainian aviation strikes Russian invaders in Luhansk region, delays advance on Lysychansk. So they keep saying that, oh yeah, wait a second, they're still, the Russians tried to advance to Lysychansk and they delay it. So it's instead of saying, no, man, they took it already, we're far away, we're like 50 miles west from Lysychansk because we retreated for better positions and regrouped. They don't say that. They say that. And in this article, you're going to see how they changed from delays advance on Lysychansk to a different sentence. So delays advance on Lysychansk. That means they are, but it's just postpone it. Takes a little bit longer. The Ukrainian Air Forces struck the positions of the occupiers on the Luhansk front, providing backup to the defenders who are leading the advance of Lysychansk. To provide backup to their army, right, who are leading the defense of Lysychansk. So they are over there, guys who are, they are prevent the attackers to come. These are the defenders. Advance in Lysychansk. I thought that Lysychansk is already done. There's no defenders. Defenders are by, went out because they are afraid to be surrounded. Now, in this article, they don't want to mention, because they to create the right environment for the defenders to retreat to better positions so they don't get encircled. It's nothing like that here. They're still fighting over there, right? And when they said no, we retreat, the Ukrainian Air Forces Command said that and said on 30th of June, yesterday, right? Sukhoi 25 attack aircraft and Sukhoi 24M bombers carried out up to 10 airstrikes on the Luhansk front, providing backup to the combat operations of the defenders of Lysychansk. Again, it's about Lysychansk in Luhansk. Details. And aircraft strikes stopped the advance of the invaders in several important directions. There are losses among the Russians. In addition, the logistics center, fuel supply points, and military equipment of the invaders were hit. Background. On the 30th of June, Serhiy Haidai, the head of Luhansk Oblast military administration, reported that the Russian invaders have not abandoned their intention to seize the city of Lysychansk. I thought that you reported that it was a done deal. Of course, they did not abandon that. Why would they abandon? But I don't know where the Russians intend to stop either. So I don't know. Maybe it's the Donetsk River or whatever it is, or what is it? I don't know how far they want to go. Obviously, they don't want to go to Kiev. I think. I would say they don't want to go to Poland. That's far. Why would you do? You're going to incorporate at least 30 millions of people who really, really, really hate you. You want to take them in your country? What are you going to do with Ukraine? Make it as a protectorate? You have to have armies over there. You have to. There's going to be guerrilla war. There's going to be so many problems. That's not going to happen. That's why when people say, yeah, Russia wants to take Ukraine, doing what? Remember the Second World War? Yes, you do. Remember what those guys called Germans wanted to do? They didn't want to keep the. They didn't want to keep the. How do you call it? Certain groups on their territories. They want to push them out. And eventually this was the goal. The Poles will not stay in Poland. After the Germans would take Poland and they took it, those Poles would be little by little waned away, sent towards Siberia. That was the plan, unless they would be treated as second-class citizens and made to work for the Germans. So they would have been like that. You either go or you accept that. And they would just take the population, and they started with certain kind of groups to do that and send them. And why do you think they put them in concentration camps? To concentrate them for what? Well, here the data is a little bit more, how should I put it, complex than the one we are just thrown in our faces to get it and say, okay, that's how it was. I mean, they said it many times. I'm talking about the Germans, what they want to do. But nevertheless, in this case, what do you think that the Russians are going to do? They're going to what? Exterminate the Ukrainians? Well, if you think that way, then you might think that your government wants to help you have a better life, or when the government is on your side and you're on the same, I would say. But nevertheless, it's not only two options here, obviously. So Russian invaders have not abandoned the intention to seize the city of Lysychansk in Luhansk Oblast. As a result of numerous airstrikes, a police station was destroyed and a territory of an oil refinery was damaged. Well, these guys are defending their country, and the other guys are defending their people. That's a different vision, and people see things from at least two different perspectives. And if people are not able to see it from at least two different perspectives, that means those people, I don't know, I would say it's dangerous, because they don't have the ability to put themselves in the shoes, at least in the shoes of the person on the other side. And that's only at least two options, two views on the every issue, every situation. Now, one of them must be or maybe none, must be the reality, because we might look at a certain thing and we both see it differently, and it's neither. It's valid, it's correct. Neither opinion or view is correct. Maybe the third one is, or I don't know, the fifth one. We just try to get closer to the truth. We can't always, or I would say not all the time, know what the truth is. It's based on interpretations, and with an interpretation of reality, and you gather information as much, and you make a better, have a better opinion on that. Like this telephone, if I were to look at the telephone like this, and someone asks me, how is a telephone? How tell me, I never saw a telephone. And I say, okay, telephone is something like very thin, very small, and it's black, it's like a line. If I look on like this, yeah, that's how it appears. Now, if I look at it like this, I say, wait, it's a little bit longer, but if I look like this, it's differently, right? So all these things is you have to look at it in so many angles and get information, as much little information about this to understand more about what this thing really is. That's why this is one view of it, this is another view of it, this is another view of it. So information gets you a better understanding of everything, more and more information, accurate information. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth. And look at this mass media. They tell you something and then they tell you something else. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just. See you in a moment.